Talking to our colleague here at Roser Communications, Dave Silvers from Bug Country. He was part of the relief effort for the pets last night at the house of the alleged perpetrators of the incident that happened at the church in Chadwick's. And you were occupied in some very interesting activities there. You were texting me all night last night.
Well, we went to dinner. My wife and I went to the Stife, ironically. You guys just had them in. And we were heading home. We dropped off my wife's mother, and she got a text from Kim Strong. Kim has been here many a time from Lainey's Army, and there was this urgent need to meet to help out getting these dogs out of the situation from the Leonard home in Clayville. And so my wife, not literally but figuratively, raised her hand and said, what do you need us to do? We live near the meeting place in New Hartford, and so we just went over there, and with a snap of a finger, people came out to help.
Describe the scene a little bit for us when you showed up.
Well, we met at the New Hartford Shopping Center, and it was like this little caravan of probably 6 cars that all drove down to Main Street in Clayville. There were already some people there. The neighbors actually alerted Kim Strong to this, and there were several neighbors. I think a village trustee was there as well. And the concern on their face, the concern of Lainey's Army that were there to help didn't compare to the concern on the neighbor's face. You could see the I don't know if terror is the word,
angst,
but they were
maybe.
Yeah, they just were really just hopeful that something was going to happen, and you could see the long faces, and they were very helpful as well. A gentleman came in and he helped with the dogs as well. The state police were just so nice about it, and they opened the door and they allowed people to go in and rescue these animals as well.
Yeah, we saw the pictures of the dogs, and they just looked so happy and so relieved. We were watching. We were saying, "Hey, we want to adopt them ourselves." What happened to the animals that you removed from the house?
There were 4 dogs and 3 birds, and there's also 7 cats that they weren't able to get yet because they have to get fosters for them. But they're going to try and get the fosters and then go back to get the cats who are outdoor cats mostly that we saw, but. Each of the dogs were taken by one of the Lainey's Army people. My wife and I had one of the dogs just to really, it started out a little shy, and the more attention we gave it, the more it loved it, and the more it wanted attention. One of those where you stop scratching the neck, and then they kind of shove the face into your hand so that it could get more loving. And we took him over to a village vet in Canastota, which obviously it's not free. So they're trying to raise money. Lainey's Army's trying to raise money to pay the vet bills because 2 of the dogs were in cages for we have no idea how long. This occurred on Monday? Sunday. The news broke, so they've obviously been in cages for quite a while. Some of them were in feces. They had no water. They had no food. They were undernourished. They were not in poor shape, but they weren't in great shape either. And so the vet bills just for the exam, for blood work, for feeding, for caring is obviously going to be quite high for 4 animals.
Talking to our colleague here at Roser Communications, Dave Silvers from Bug Country. He was part of the relief effort for the pets last night at the house of the alleged perpetrators of the incident that happened at the church in Chadwick's. And what were your impressions of the house itself when you walked in? And did it give you any idea, any clue of what these people were like?
It's on Main Street in Clayville, which is kind of a unique community. It's
small.
It's very small.
One
small
street,
town.
pretty much.
It almost like set back in time look to it. It's a very unique, beautiful town. And we came upon. I started to say there were neighbors out. There were a couple of the state police. We didn't go inside. I probably could have gone inside. The front door was open. We closed it a couple of times because we were afraid that either a dog was going to run out or a bird was going to fly out. They had several birds, and I closed the door one time just to be sure, and the smell at the front door was overwhelming.
What are the hopes for the animals going forward after their vet checkups and whatnot?
Well, the hope is that the surviving member, the 17-year-old of the Leonard family, will either come back to the home or be, I assume, with some other family members, and that they can all have the pets back. It's not to rehome the pets or have them adopted or fostered. They just wanted to make sure, we all wanted to make sure that they were healthy, that they were cared for, that they were vetted, and they'll be healthy and cared for, and then can go back to the loving family.
Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for doing a great thing last night, too.
Thank you. Oh, and there's a lot of pictures up on the Talk of the Town Facebook page. You can see a lot of the pictures of the dogs, the house. I was able to take a couple of pictures of just inside the front door at the Leonard home. From the outside, it doesn't look anything unusual. From what I could see on the inside, it's a little worn. There's a little writing on the wall. It's a little messy. The front porch area was quite messy. One of the dogs was kept in a cage outside. Again, we don't know how long. So everybody's pretty hopeful. And Lainey's Army, really the tip of the hat to them and Kim Strong for organizing this.